Today we're going to first welcome the folks from our team, TheBadge. So why don't you guys come on up and kick us off.
Hello everybody, my name is Agustin. I'm the CEO and co-founder of TheBadge. He's Federico, Fede, my co-founder and product lead. And today we are going to talk about tokenizing Agro-Commodities. First, let's start talking about our region and our background. Both Fede and I came from a region in Argentina that is called Santa Fe. Santa Fe is one of the top producers of agro-commodities in Argentina. We produce around 80% of the total market production of commodities in Argentina, and we have around 20,000 farmers. In our case, both Fede and I are for those family farmers. In the case of Fede, his grandfather is a landlord, and he rents farms for producers. Well, in my case, my dad is like cattle investor, and he also connects farmers with problems with solutions. And that's why he always tells me histories about problems of the farmers. And one of the biggest problems of the farmers in Argentina are the credits. Because in Argentina we have a lot of inflation, and this causes that the credits are almost impossible to take. There are a lot of farmers that they had to sell their farms because they couldn't afford the new season. In my case, I'm a software engineer, and I also a crypto native, so I was thinking, how can I help my dad on solving this solution, on solving this problem? And I say, what if we use crypto for that? The problem is that we have another problem, and it's how we can connect the farmers with the crypto. That's what we develop the solution, which is tokenizing the agro asset for easier, faster, and more distributed investment opportunities. This means if you are, for example, an investor for New York and you want to diversify your portfolio, you could use crypto to invest in local farmers in Argentina. And those local farmers in Argentina could benefit for that, could buy new machinery, could buy new seeds for the new season. But for doing that, what we did is we developed the infrastructure for tokenizing those agro assets using a completely decentralized proof of reserve protocol. Because one of the most important things when you want to bring something from the real world to the blockchain is how can you prove that the thing that you're bringing exists? How can you prove that the farmer exists? How can you prove that the production is what the farmer says, right? That's why we developed this. Now, imagine yourself being a farm and you want to afford the new season. What you can do is you can go to TheBadge and tokenize your future production. Then you get the tokens that you can trade on the market. With those tokens, you can buy new machinery, buy new seeds, etc. After the season, after the harvest, what we have to do is the crop consolidation. This means that we have to determine exactly the amount of crops that you produce, because you could say, I'm going to produce 100 tons, but then you produce 120, or you produce it 80. Depending on the weather condition of that season, for example. And this opens a new secondary market for token holders. So the token holders will speculate around the price, and this will be useful for them to earn more money, basically. What are we going to do at the beginning is starting by Santa Fe. In Santa Fe, we produce $13 billion in commodities per year, and we have the network there. So this is what we're going to achieve first. Then we are going to target Argentina. In Argentina, we have $80 billion in production of commodities per year and 200,000 farmers. After that, if we succeed, we are going to use network effects to go to Brazil. Argentina and Brazil produce $250 billion in commodities per year. And the good thing of this is this is not completely new. Because last year, in November, one of the biggest banks in Argentina, the Galician Bank, accepted a loan in tokenizing crops. And also, other good things, or the good trends of the market, is that since December last year, the new government changed all laws, and now we are able to establish contracts in crypto, making this solution from the legal perspective easier to implement. We are working on different use cases related to agro-tokenization. One is wine tokenization with OpenVino, another is carbon footprint curation with Ucropit. But we are developing a very strategic and important partnership with INTA, the National Institute of Agro-Technology in Argentina, in which my father works there as one of the regional leaders. And his main role is to connect farmers with problems and solutions. And this is the go-to-market strategy that we are going to use. We are going to showcase our product to the farmers and help them to solve the problem. Currently, we are working on tokenizing wine certification. But then we are working on onboarding the first agro producers and designing the legal aspect of it. And hopefully by next year, we are going to launch the first marketplace of future agro crops in Argentina and the first agro token insurance. And this will be hopefully useful for us. And one last thing to mention that I should add on the Roman is that next year I also want to take a coffee with my dad and tell to him, hey, do you remember when you told me those history about those farmers? This problem has been solved because you support us and we have the solution. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think a helpful place to perhaps start is just understanding the user flow of the farmer, him or herself. What is required for them to get onto this platform and tokenize one of their assets?
That's a good question. Do you hear me? Yeah. Well, in first things that they need to do will be a legal agreement with us in Argentina. It's a little agreement, but not less. That will allow us to have a representation and to be aware that the production, and they have an agreement to give us that production at the end of the crop. Beyond that, they put also collateral to help us to pay to the investor in case that something goes wrong, they just disappear and we cannot go legally agreement. And after that, we just take an average production for the last 5 years, and then with some numbers of risk that you have because of the flood, the rains, and all of that, we came to a range of number that is the amount that you are going to tokenize for the next season. That is beyond your average production and your worst production in that 5 years with these indices. And with that, you can sell up to 20% and get the money for the next harvest.
And just to double click, what sort of farms or assets are we thinking through? I saw, wine certificates, that's obviously popular in northern Argentina. Cattle, just curious, what are the other particular, grains or assets we're thinking about?
Soybeans.
Yeah,
Soybeans is, because in Argentina, the biggest production is soybeans. So we are going to focus on that at the beginning. And also, this company is called Agro-Token. What they do is they tokenize existence of soybeans. And we are going to partner with them for the second part. When we do the consolidation, we are going to issue that token. That's why we are going to start with soybeans.
Thanks so much for your presentation. Why should these farmers trust you? You brought up a slide showing some strategic partnerships, and that's great. And your father seems to be a good connection here, but would love to hear a little bit more, like, why should they trust you on this, in this new technology and new environment?
That's a good question. It is something that we spoke a lot about with Agro. And something that we want to do as a first thing is to start with our own business. Since my grandfather is a farmer and has lands, we plan to use those as an example for the neighborhoods and showing that they can use it, is safe, and they will have money to buy new things and they won't lose it. And from the other side, with the help of Agustin's father, that is in the INTA, we can spread that across all the state on Santa Fe.
If I'm an investor that's investing to back these farmers, am I investing in a specific asset? Is it a pool that funds multiple farmers? How do I, as an investor, figure out what the actual best assets are? What does that look like for me?
That's a good question too. If you can go some slides, we have an example of that. But to summarize it, at the beginning, you just buy X-grain tokens. That is the future production of a particular field that you buy, that is just one producer for now. You can see all the analytics that I was mentioned before and the discount rate that the farmer gives to you as a safeguard in case that the production goes down. That's something that we suggest on the platform, but not something that we enforce. So you can pick and choose between different farmers on Santa Fe and see which one has the better rate and better analytics to have a better harvest at the end. But you basically buy a share of that, so you have 1 or 2%, and then if the harvest go good, you have more money, more ton of soybean in this case, and you can change it or sell it in the market in the next year when the soy price go up.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.